So students, as the name you can see here, fractions. How to add fractions and how to subtract fractions we will study. But before that, we have to study that equivalent fractions. So what are equivalent fractions? So the definition of equivalent fraction is that the fractions which are equal, they are called equivalent fractions. I tell you 1 upon 2, this is a fraction. It is equal to 2 upon 4. 2 upon 4, it is equal to, sorry, not it is equal to 3 upon 6, equal to 4 upon 8. These are equal fractions. So equal fractions are called equivalent fractions. So how should we know that these fractions are equal? So first of all, graphically we can understand, by pictures we can understand what is 1 upon 2. Suppose students, you have one bread, and if you are dividing it into two parts, the number that you see in the denominator, you have to think that you are dividing the bread into two parts. Here the denominator is 2, so divide it into two parts and select one, said one part. So this is called 1 upon 2. Similarly students, 2 upon 4, it means again take one bread, divide this time this bread into 4 equal parts, as the denominator is 4 this time, so 4 parts should be equal, only then we can say that, and shade three parts, any of the three parts, because all the parts are equal. So this is called, sorry, we have to shade two parts this time also, so shading two parts, so this is called 2 upon 4. But students, in first case and in the second case, here the bread was 1, here also the bread is 1, here we have taken half part, here also we had taken half part, so in both case 1 upon 2 equal to 2 upon 4, because same part of the bread was taken, so 1 upon 2 equal to 2 upon 4. Similarly students, you can understand what is 3 upon 6. So 3 upon 6 equal to, again take one bread, and this time students you have to divide this bread into 6 equal parts, dividing the bread into 6 equal parts, and take any of the three parts, because if all the parts are equal, so any three will be same, there will be no problem. So again students, you can see same number of same part was taken, so 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2, because half bread was taken into consideration all the time. So 1 upon 2 equal to 2 upon 4, 2 upon 4 equal to 3 upon 6, all three are equal, so these fractions are equal fractions. And similarly students, you can understand how, what is 4 upon 8. So this is the way of understanding what are equivalent fractions. And students, the easy method of how do we find equivalent fraction is that, so equivalent fractions of 1 upon 2 are, so how do we find equivalent fractions students? So whenever you have to find equivalent fractions, so you can find it multiplying by 2 in the numerator and denominator. So 2 ones 2, 2 2s are 4. So students, you can see the second fraction was 2 upon 4. Similarly students, we can also find another equivalent fractions of 1 upon 2. So multiplying this time by 3, and 3 in the numerator and in the denominator both. So in the numerator we will get 3 ones 3, in the denominator we will get 3 2s are 6. Similarly students, we can find another multiplying this time by 4 in both numerator and denominator. So we find 4 ones 4 and 4 2s are 8. Again, if we multiply this time by 5 in the numerator and by the same number in the denominator, so we get 5 ones 5 and 5 2s are 10. So similarly students, we can find the number of equivalent fractions as we want to find. This time we find 1 2 3 and 4 equivalent fractions of 1 upon 2. So similarly, we can find many other equivalent fractions of 1 upon 2. So Students, 1 upon 2 is equal to 2 upon 4, 2 upon 4 is equal to 3 upon 6, 3 upon 6 is equal to 4 upon 8, so 4 upon 8 equal to 5 upon 10. Similarly, students, we can find the equivalent fraction of other fractions also. So equivalent fractions are very important when we add two fractions or whenever we subtract two fractions. So this is very important, students. So now we will understand how do we add the numbers. So adding numbers, so I am taking one question. Add 3 upon 4 and 5 upon 4. So whenever, students, the denominators are equal, we always add, we write the denominator only once and only add the numerators, because here the denominator is 4, here also the denominator is 4, both the fractions have same denominator. So there will be no problem. We can write the denominator only once and only add the numerators. So 3 plus 5, in the numerator we get 8 and the denominator will be 4. We again can solve it. 4 ones 4, 4 2 is 8. So the answer is, final answer is 2 upon 1 or 2. Now we can take another example, student. Add 3 upon 4 and 1 by 2. This time the question is 3 upon 4 plus 1 by 2. This time, students, the denominators are different. Here the denominator is 4, here is the denominator is 2. So what to do? First of all, we have to make the denominators equal. And how can we make the denominators equal? You know, students, as we did, 1 upon 2 is also equal to 2 upon 4, as we did in the previous example. So 1 upon 2 is equal to 2 upon 4. So in place of 1 upon 2, we can also use 2 upon 4. Similarly, students, here in place of 1 upon 2, we can use 2 upon 4. So because 1 upon 2 is always equal to 2 upon 4, because both the things are same. Now the denominators are equal. So write the denominator is only once and only add the numerators. So this will become now 5 upon 4. So the final answer is 5 upon 4.